Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. More than a few snowflakes are flying out there tonight as the ground is covered in white in some places. The snow is expected to continue for a few hours, and we already have several school closings for tomorrow. Meteorologist Eric Dean has the latest on this first alert weather day. Eric.
All right, Steve, here we go. Winter weather advisory is now in effect for the majority of the WYMT viewing areas. Some of these expire tomorrow morning. If you're in Dickinson and Buchanan County, it expires Saturday morning. Here's the winter weather advisory map as of the hour. Again, all advisories are now in effect. The only counties not impacted right now, Wayne County, West Virginia, as well as Wayne County, Kentucky, Lawrence County, Pulaski, Whitley, McCreary, and Campbell County. You're not under any advisory if you are watching from those counties. The county shaded in purple is the winter weather advisory. All right, let's take a look outside. You can see the snow is still coming down across eastern Kentucky. We're seeing a few flakes here in Hazard, Mount Vernon. You can see the traffic cam there. Road's a little wet. Logan traffic is, well, what little traffic there is, it's moving pretty smooth. London Corbin's got some grassy surfaces. Same story in Jenkins and Pikeville. Live pinpoint Doppler radar. You can see that snow pushing through eastern Kentucky. This will be the main story as we go throughout the next several hours, and there's still more behind us that's going to push through. You can see it right there across portions of central Indiana, even central Kentucky. That's going to be our weather maker for the overnight hours. Now, coming up in the first alert forecast, we're going to talk about how much snow we can expect, and we'll talk about the wind chills for tomorrow morning. Details in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thank you. Fortunately, roads seem to be mainly wet right now, except maybe in the very highest elevations, but certainly as the snow continues, we want to take it easy out there. Local fire departments are also urging people to be aware of the dangers of carbon monoxide. That's as many people are turning on their heat for the first time as the temperatures drop. The Lexington Fire Department responded to 2 calls today alone. Grayson Passmore tells us the ways you can stay warm and safe this season.
It's the first snow of the season, and the Lexington Fire Department has already responded to multiple carbon monoxide calls. One call Friday afternoon ended with 2 people being taken to the hospital.
We actually carry on all our medical bags, we have a portable carbon monoxide detector that we take with us, and that's what detected carbon monoxide.
Fire crews were originally sent out on a medical run to a home on Byers Avenue. When they got there, their detectors alerted them to the carbon monoxide in the home. The department responded to another CO call just after 5. They found minimal carbon monoxide inside a home on Center Parkway due to outdoor tools inside. District Chief Matt Swiderski says this is why they encourage everyone to have a carbon monoxide detector in their home.
So carbon monoxide it's called incomplete combustion. There
are other things to be aware of when trying to keep warm, starting with best practices for using a space heater.
So never leave them unattended. So if you're going to sleep, unplug it, turn it off. If you're leaving the room, make sure to turn it off and make sure that we have 3 feet of clearance around there of anything that's flammable.
And if you're in need of smoke detectors, the Lexington Fire Department will come to you. They do install them for free. And so far this year, they've installed 6,500.
We'll go door to door in neighborhoods. If anybody wants them installed or checked, we'll do that.
In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
Crews say the most common call they get this time of year is from people turning their furnaces on for the first time. They say there can be an odd smell like something is burning, but that is common. If you are worried, they say call them and they'll come check it out for you. Snowy forecasts can lead to stay-at-home days for students. School administrators sometimes work in the early morning hours to figure out if students can safely get to school that day. If there are a few concerning spots, Perry County Schools Transportation Director Shannon Hoskins says they would call off school instead of having buses go on different routes.
If there's any kind of safety issue, it'll be called off. We're not thinking about alternate routes or anything of that nature. When you deal with kids and safety issues, we're always going to be err on the side of caution.
And Perry County is among several school districts that have already closed tomorrow. You can see those at the bottom of your screen. Now, some will be using an NTI day. School systems in Kentucky get up to 10 non-traditional learning days to utilize. You can also find the latest list of school closings on WYMT.com and the WYMT News app. Just scan this QR code for a link to download the app. You can also sign up for breaking news alerts there. The West Care Perry Klein Emergency Shelter in Pikeville is taking care packages to its people. The shelter works with area churches and partners to fill bags with items that unhoused people need to get through the winter weather while exposed to the elements. The bags include some of the things residents at the shelter told organizers they needed when they were out on the streets, and the shelter leaves them in known locations where the people who need them will have access.
You know, we have blankets, a piece of cardboard for them to lay on, get them off the ground, keep them dry the best as possible. We've got jackets, something to eat, something to drink, and we've also incorporated directions to get to the shelter if these individuals would like to come here.
The bags have been delivered across county lines already as the weather cools down, and the Pikeville shelter is now a warming center for unhoused folks who need a place to get in from the cold. The snow and cold did not stop Kentucky fans from rolling up their sleeves to donate blood. With just one day left to go, Kentucky leads rival Tennessee in the Big Blue Crush blood drive. Nearly 2,000 Kentucky fans have donated this week. You can donate at any Kentucky Blood Center, Donor Center, or mobile blood drive. Donors get shirts, ice cream coupons, and a chance to win tickets to the UK Louisville football game. A former sheriff accused of shooting and killing a district judge in September has been indicted for murder. Mickey Stein served as the sheriff of Letcher County until the September 19th shooting in which Judge Kevin Mullins was killed. The shooting was captured on surveillance video. Today, Attorney General Russell Coleman announced that a grand jury returned an indictment against Steins, charging him with murder of a public official. Steins will be arraigned on the charges Monday. Classes will resume on a normal schedule Friday after a threat forced an evacuation today at Kentucky State University in Frankfort. The threat was called in just after 8 this morning. Police have not released the details of the threat other than it was a bomb threat. Police and school leaders worked to move students to secure locations while police swept the campus building by building. President-elect Donald Trump has a new pick for Attorney General after former Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew from consideration amid allegations of sexual misconduct. CBS's Tarian Small has the latest from Washington.
President-elect Donald Trump announced his new choice for Attorney General as Pam Bondi, who served as Florida's Attorney General and a prosecutor for close to 2 decades. On social media, Trump wrote in part that Bondi, who is a longtime ally, was very tough on violent criminals and made the streets safe for Florida families. Trump chose Bondi the same day former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew from consideration for the job.
There's a sense of relief about it, of course.
Trump picked Gaetz despite allegations he attended 10 to 15 sex parties in the past that included illicit drugs. Gaetz is also accused of having sex with a minor, allegations he's denied. Beginning in 2019, the Justice Department also investigated allegations involving sex trafficking and obstruction and declined to charge Gaetz last year.
I got the sense that the process was going to be challenging.
CBS News has learned that at least 8 Republican senators would have voted against Gaetz. Gaetz said his expected nomination to lead the Justice Department was unfairly becoming a distraction, and there's no time to waste.
The confirmation process is a key constitutional role of the Senate. We should move relatively swiftly through the confirmation process, but ask thorough questions.
Another Trump cabinet selection, Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary, spoke publicly for the first time Thursday about his alleged sexual assault of a woman in 2017. A newly released police report includes details of an encounter he says was consensual.
Did you sexually assault a woman in Monterey, California?
I have, as far as the media is concerned, I'll keep this very simple. The matter was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared.
Hegseth's attorney told CBS News police found the allegations to be false. Torian Small, CBS News, Washington.
Trump's new Attorney General pick, Pam Bondi, was one of his lawyers during his first impeachment trial on Capitol Hill. Earlier today, officials from Buckhorn, Hazard, and the Perry County Fiscal Court gathered for a special meeting and joint work session. During that meeting, the new strategic plan for the city of Hazard was discussed. Tad Long with the Kentucky League of Cities says a previous plan worked well.
The idea is to try to figure out ways to advance and improve the quality of life and to encourage economic activity. So it covers a whole range of things.
The 5-year plan includes the joint meetings started this year and are hosted quarterly by Buckhorn, Hazard, and the Perry County Fiscal Court. Organizers say this helps them stay informed and complete projects together. Millions of Americans carry around credit cards on a daily basis, but just because they are common does not mean they are free from hidden costs. Steve McLean, Director of Communications and Public Affairs for the Kentucky Retail Federation, says in 2023, swipe fees cost retailers $224 billion, with an average of 3% on purchases. He says it is the second highest cost for many retailers, only falling behind labor.
Say at a gas station where, you may have 1,000 cars that fill up a day, that 3% on 1,000 transactions, I mean, that adds up.
Throughout the country, some states have passed laws that restrict or ban businesses from passing on these charges to customers. Kentucky has seen legislation in the past regarding these charges, but not one that has become law. Coming up on that.